recently reported on Barry Drillman, who is a relatively unknown investor who had bought in some properties in the Midwest. He pled guilty to a $165 million fraud scheme. We had been hearing from sources that this was going to be a big deal, specifically because one of the loans in question had been purchased by Fannie Mae. And Fannie has the ability then to cut off doing business with brokers or lenders. It's almost a death knell to the brokers or lenders if you're banned by Fannie or Freddie. I mean, who would want to do business with someone who can't do business with the biggest agency lender? This scheme wasn't particularly complicated. Essentially, Drillman worked with 4 other co-conspirators to buy properties, and he would have 2 separate closings. So he would tell the seller of the property that he was buying it at one price, but then he would obtain loans at another price that was much higher. The difference on these closings, they would flip back to each other. So this is a bigger deal than most real estate fraud cases, because not only is Drillman and his co-conspirators allegedly defrauding a bank, they're kind of defrauding a federally backed institution in Fannie Mae, and that's a big deal. 2 other players here are the title companies, Madison Title and Riverside Abstract, and they are 2 of the biggest title companies in New York City and in the tri-state, and they've done over $1 billion in business. The title insurers, their job is to ensure there's no fraud. They were not accused of any wrongdoing, and they were not named as defendants, but according to the federal government, they provided the closings for Drillman. Now Fannie is shutting down its multifamily business with these 2 title companies, specifically because of the charges against Drillman. These are not decisions that these type of players make lightly. This is a very serious issue and very serious for these firms. One reason why this is such a big deal, I think, is that we don't know how common it is, because this seems like quite an easy scheme. There are little incentives for a lender to check, or for Fannie to check to ensure that the numbers that were given to them were accurate. And secondly, is that Madison and Riverside close a whole bunch of deals. I mean, they are 2 of the biggest players in the tri-state, specifically in Brooklyn and New Jersey. Their presence is huge. This is getting a lot of chatter because of how important Fannie is to the commercial real estate market. Whether you're a broker or whether you're a lender, you're dealing with Fannie or Freddie. Freddie Mac, which is Fannie Mae's brother organization, has already started looking into Meridian Capital Group, and has said that they won't take any deals that the brokerage has worked on. The larger trend is that agency lenders appear to be cracking down on the brokers and on the players who are allegedly defrauding them. I can't really remember another time where Fannie and Freddie were coming in and being like, there's all this fraud being committed, we're no longer doing business with you. I think the bigger significance is before it didn't really matter because things were so good in the market. They could sell these properties, even if they got a higher loan, they could still sell them, and then they could pay back the lender, or they could refinance them. Now, it's very difficult to get a refinance. It's very difficult to sell any property right now. So now, if we're doing this fraud, and Fannie and Freddie are looking at it, it's very hard to get out of it.